Alan, don't forget to mute everybody.
Can I do that? Or does Claire need to do it? Can you mute everyone, Claire?
Yeah, Claire's still a host.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so we'll get started, everybody.
Why did you make you host so that you can turn slides?
If you want to.
Oh no, you can't because it's still on my screen. I'll do it. All right.
All right. There's not much anyway tonight, is there? So, right, brilliant. So, welcome everybody. We'll get started. I'm not sure if there's anybody new on here tonight. If there is, just like to first of all welcome you to our weekly Zoom meetings. It's the Matrix groups, our whole team get together, sharing ideas, learning from one another. You know, that's what this business is all about. It's one of the incredible things where we can work together as a team and share ideas and learn from one another. So Claire, if you just click through for me. We're in for a great night tonight. We've got some recognition for the period 8 so far. For those of you that want to share your goals for period 8, then you can. We've got dates for your diary to keep you up to date with what's going on. There's a couple of headquarter updates that we just want to let you know what's going on. We've got a little bit of information on the Beat Your Best. A little bit of a review from the key meeting. We didn't manage to fit some of these things in last week with Craig coming on. And then we've got some really great training. I've seen Claire's slides on selling on eBay, which is, you know, brilliant. It's just another rod in the pond for moving products. So, you know, I'm really excited. You know, lots of people have already got, you know, an understanding of eBay, but if you've not, then, you know, there's some information here that's going to really help you. And then obviously we've got our review and our chat. Okay, Claire, if you want to click next. So we'll start with our recognition first of all. So first of all, we've got our welcome rewards. We've got, these are so far in period 8, so we've just sort of a week and a little bit now. We've got 13 people achieving welcome rewards, which is absolutely fantastic. Receiving welcome rewards 1 is Laura, Amy, Lindsay, Christine, Angela, Jo, Tasha, Lindsay, Amy, Holly, Leanne and Natalie. And welcome rewards 3 is Sarah Jane. So absolutely brilliant. What this shows is, 1, that you've got off to a great start and you're getting those incentives off the company, but also that you've got a great upline, a great sponsor that's supporting you to make the most of those initial days in your business. So well done to the sponsors and well done to you as individuals for doing that. Okay, so let's have a little look at the retail for period 8 so far. We've got in first place ourselves with £876 worth of sales. So this is personal retail. Myself and Andrew have built a great customer base. All of those sales have come from catalogues, and it's a customer base now that we've had for over 10 years that still produce these amounts of sales every week. In second place, we've got Sophie Pym with £506. We've got Bev and Paul with 406. We've got Paul with 323. Sarah with 314. John and Carol with 307. Peter Hooker with 305. Amy Jones recently come back to the business after a flying start. She's only been in maybe a couple of days, maybe a week at most. So well done, Amy. I'm not sure if you're on here tonight. £279. Julie is £252. Harriet and Alistair with 252. Steve with 246. Tasha with 238. Nicole with 230. Helen and Paul with 228. Kira with €280. Cheryl with 212, Bev with 212, Zoe Woodward with 205, Claire Green with €243. And I can't see the last one, Claire. Can you just let me know what the last one says?
Keith Jones with £194.
Okay, so brilliant, guys. You know, we've had a couple of challenging weeks with the warehouse move, and you know, it's still, you know, people are still getting the sales. These are orders that are on the system that have gone on. Yes, we've got a lot of out of stocks at the moment, and yes, we've got a lot of challenges with the move, deliveries being delayed and things. You know, the company are working their hardest to get this resolved. Things for sure, we can either focus on the out of stocks or we can focus on continuing with our plan. So I want to say a massive well done to everybody there that's just come with their plan, you know, getting out and carrying on with getting the sales in. So, you know, I am almost certainly positive that once everything has been resolved with the warehouse move, we will be in a much better position. So, you know, be patient, be understanding. There's a lot going on there, but, you know, just continue your plan and keep your momentum going in your business. Okay, Claire, so we've got our top 20 businesses so far for period 11. The Matrix Group as a whole, we've got £11,431 worth of sales as a team, so massive well done to everybody. We've got Helen and Paul Wilson with 8,293. We've got Chris and Claire with 8,066. Rachel and James with 4,609. Hannah and Lewis Richards are newlyweds, 1,353. Kelly with 1,040. Alison with 1,014. Claire and Mark with 872. Bev and Paul with 863. Francis with €1,076. Sinead and Darren with €1,001. Stacey with 744. Samantha with 730.56. Kirby with 730.56. Harriet and Alistair with 651. Kathy and Jeff with 643. Sophie with 607. Kelly Woolner with 473. Hannah with 430. Claire, I can't see the bottom two again. I don't know why there's a big thing across the bottom.
Okay, Danny Gooch with 430 and Rianne Bale with 371.
So that's fantastic, everybody. You know, it's week one. We are feeling a little bit of the backlash from last period with the delayed deliveries, but just keep pushing. You know, we've got another 3 weeks of the period, so just keep going. Okay, our next slide. And with our recruiting then so far in period 8, massive 26 new people have joined the business. Harriet and Alistair leading the way with 6 new recruits. We've got then ourselves, Francis, Katie and Cheryl with 2. Chris and Claire, Claire, Mark, Claire, Jane, Stacey, Mark, Kelly, Deborah, Maxine, Joanne, Annette, and can't see if there's any more. Nope, with 1. So well done, you know, that's a great start. It's about sharing this opportunity with, you know, friends and even people that you don't know. Okay. No real changes with our Krakow qualification. The charts were updated. You know, if you are going for the destination, just keep doing what you can. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's round the corner. So just keep pushing. If you're on the league tables, keep pushing. If you're in qualification, you know, just do all that it takes to get yourself there. And then our next one, we've got our Las Vegas. Nothing's really changed since last period. Again, you know, just keep focused. If that is your goal, then keep focused on your goal and just do all the activity you can to make your dreams come true. Okay, so I think we mentioned last week about setting your goals for the period. It is really important to set yourself a personal retail goal and decide what you're going to do. As we've, you know, if you set yourself a retail goal of, say, £1,000 worth of sales for the period, then each week you can track whether you're on target. So at the end of week 1 now, you should be on £250. At the end of week 2, you would be on 500. At the end of week 3, you'd be on 750, and then week 4, then push for your target and get to your £1,000. Again, then you've got your PSG turnover. So your PSG is your personal sales group. So that is you and all of your frontline people. Collective sales, that's your turnover. So again, you can set yourself a target and keep your team on track with that. You've got your leads generated, so that's the inquiries that are coming through your business, the people that are interested in joining your team. If you're doing appointments, you can track your appointments on there so that you can see how many appointments you're doing for how many sign-ins you're getting, and then from then track your activations for new people, or when new people have put an order on the system. And then obviously then just tracking how many new team members you've got joining your team. And it's really good to track these, so every month you can look at your figures and you can see your business growing. It's also really important to set yourself a goal with your income. So we've got your Go Get Check. These pictures are on the group if you want to download them. We suggest putting them on the fridge somewhere that you're going to look at daily and remind yourselves of your business goals and what it is that you're working for. And as Eric Worre says here, you'll never get ahead if you don't get started. There's never been a better time than to start today. So, don't put things off, just start on that plan. If you're not where you want to be right now, just push a little harder and put a few other activities in place. Okay, next, Claire. So we've got some dates for your diary. Every Monday we have our Zoom meetings, our Matrix Zoom meetings. They start at 8 o'clock. On Tuesdays, the Vista Group offers a business opportunity webinar where you can introduce your prospects. This week it's the business opportunity for Spain in English, if that makes sense. So if you've got any people interested that speak English but live in Spain and are interested in the opportunity, then you can plug them in and somebody's going to explain how the business works over there for you. On Thursdays, we've got the Vista Group Lifestyle and Leadership Training. As soon as we know who's speaking, we'll put a link in the group so that you can plug into that. That starts at 8:30 on a Thursday. And that's it for now. So we've also got coming up, you'll see in the post about the Summer Sizzle. That is at our house on the 29th of July. If you can please let us know if you are coming, just so that we can arrange enough copies of everything. We are going to be having some training, so we're going to be organising that. We're also going to be having some food and drink afterwards, a little sizzle and a get together, and it's going to be the launch of the Matrix Group. So, we would love everybody to join us, as many people as possible. We are asking for a £5 per person contribution, just so that we can plan things and so that we can see who is committed to come in. We'll be organising the catering from there. So if you can let us know on the group if you are coming, that would be fantastic. We've got the pre-conference meal in Birmingham on Friday the 25th of August. We've already got a big long list of names coming. We're going to Jimmy Spices, an all around the world buffet that's I think it's £15 or £19 a head, so it's a set price. Andy's just popped up there. Obviously, at our sizzle it includes drinks, as in tea and coffee and everything, but please bring your own alcohol. We can't provide that for everybody because everybody likes different things. And then we've got the showcase following on from our pre-conference dinner. So we've got the showcase in the daytime. We've got our gala dinner at night time. It's a fantastic weekend. For a lot of people in the business, it's actually that light bulb moment when they actually realise what they've got in their hands and where they go away and really start to motor in the business. So, be fair to yourself and be fair to your team and get everybody there, because it's an amazing opportunity to really see what this opportunity is all about. We've also got our Christmas seminar and gala dinner over in Dublin for our Irish team on Saturday the 9th of September. So put the dates in your diary, and as we always say in the business, the more you learn, the more you earn. Okay, Claire. Next. So a bit of an update. Obviously today was the last day for you to put in your orders over £150. That's going to qualify you for some free catalogues. Obviously it was a first come first serve, but we don't know how many there are, so if you've got an order waiting to go on, then get it in quickly. Don't go and lose out. You know, anybody could do with free catalogues. If they're no good for you, you can always pass them on to team members. Also, we've got free delivery on all orders over £150. That's been extended now until the end of July for you. Okay, so I think that's it on that one. Oh, brilliant, Amy, you've got your free catalogues today. Fantastic. So we've got our Beat Your Best from the company. You will have all had your own targets from the company. So make sure that you track into that. I can't. What was it that you got? Free catalogues, and it was a prize draw.
Get in the draw of a cracker.
That's right. So well worth making sure that you do that. But what we've also done for the whole team is we've decided to run a Beat Your Best within the Matrix group. So what we're asking is that whatever you retailed last period, beat it by £100. And for that, then you're going to get one ticket in the draw. If you beat it by £150, then we're going to get 2 tickets in the draw, and the winner's going to get a box of catalogues, the brand new K-Life, when they're out on the 1st of August. If you are new or you retailed less than £200 last period, all you need to do is £350 to get a ticket in the draw. So we have put a chart together with all the names on, but there are so many names on it that it's going to be a bit awkward putting it on. We can't get everything onto the Facebook list. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of it, and as people start achieving their Beat the Best, then we're going to start putting names up. So you can look on your GSA, you can have a look at what you've done last period and make it your target to beat your best. Be in with a chance to win. Okay, Claire, so next. Okay, so there was quite a few of us that went down to the Peterborough Key meeting, and the last Zoom meeting we were going to do a little bit of review. For those of you that went to the meeting, I don't know whether you've got your notes or if there's something specific that you'd like to share from the meeting. One thing that stood out for me from the meeting was how welcoming the Vista Group were with us when we went down. How amazing everybody made the whole team feel. And there were a few things for me that really stood out. The positivity in the room. Just really, I guess, Richard Chandler's talk about how he helped Pam get to the 30-30 mini challenge. Getting out, getting his feet on the street and helping her to achieve that goal. And that's what I love about this business. It really is teamwork and seeing people achieving their goals. So I don't know if there's anybody else that came along to the Key meeting. If there's anything that you'd like to share.
There was loads and loads of really good tips on that day. I've just found my notes now, and I did take loads of notes because we did. It's good to just see other people's take on things, isn't it? So some of the key words that I've written down that I kind of took was one that I thought was really important. It says it's easy to do, but it's hard. It's hard work still, but you've got to keep going with it. But it is easy to do, but you've got to keep that going. So I like that. Another one that Craig said was start fast and finish strong. And I think that's important every period to get off to a fast start so that you finish strong. So that was really good. And another one, when you're team building, people should always do 25% more because of you. I thought that was a really good one, because if you're helping them, then they're going to do that little bit more because you're there.
What I got from it, well, I was thinking about this last week because you wanted tips last week, and I was thinking, and there was so much good training. It was unbelievable, completely different meetings to what we're normally used to. But what I got was belief. We actually believed that we can do things just from seeing all of the training that went on there. And that was the main thing that I got from there, was just believing and just going out and doing it. So
It was, wasn't it? It was incredible, actually. The whole atmosphere, and how great everyone was, because a lot of the people in the Vista group know myself and Andy really well, and they've not really had a chance to know some of the newer people in the business. But there was just this whole feeling of being welcome, and the whole feeling of encouragement and motivation from everybody.
yeah, it was
I think
amazing.
for me, it's, well, we know this anyway, but the respect what the whole network's got for our group, the Matrix group, you could see in there people were delighted that we went down to the meeting. They were like made up we were there and stuff, and they just want to be around us. So we are in the right group and we're doing the right things, so just really follow the advice we do give you, because we are totally respected in the whole network. So, but it was a great day.
Definitely.
Anybody else? Just being very quiet. Put you all on the spot. Right, okay then. Maybe you can share something later. Okay, Claire, do you want to move on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think it's you now, isn't it? Okay, so Claire's going to be sharing with you some great training. I've seen the slides. I don't know what she's going to say, so I'm totally intrigued as to this one. eBay is not something that I'm at all familiar with, but it's something that I'm extremely excited about, because it truly is another, like I said before, a tool to our belt. It's somewhere where we can move products, and we are in an industry of moving products. The more we sell, the more we earn in volume bonuses, so I'm going to hand over to Claire, and she's going to give us the guide to selling on eBay.
Thank you, Helen. Okay, so I know that lots of you may already sell on eBay, whether that's been things that you've sold at home, whether that's through the business, or whether you still actively sell on eBay. But there's lots of people in Clean Easy that sell on eBay and are making a really good success of it. And I think it's interesting because we sell, 3,000 products. There's plenty of things that we can sell. And we sell a lot of hard to find items, especially in the Clean Easy catalogue. And people will go and search for these products, and eBay tends to be the first port of call for a lot of people. So that's why I wanted to go through this. Facebook is working really well, and Facebook is growing our business. But if we have an add-on and we have something else that we can do as well, then it's just going to make things better, isn't it? So I've got a book. Well, I've got two, but I'll be reading this one today, and it's the eBay Business Handbook. So I've got lots of information out of this. I've been skimming it over the last week or so, trying to get some tips and things, and trying to get the idea of eBay really and to share with you all. Right, so the agenda. So what we're going to be going through is your first steps. Okay, so getting yourself started, what to sell, when to sell, researching your market, marketing your products, and eBay charges. Okay, so your first steps. Well, if you've not already, you need to get yourself an eBay account set up. Okay, so some people may already have one as a buyer or to sell some home products. Some people may never have used eBay before. So the first thing you need to do is set yourself up an eBay account, which is very, very simple. You just literally Google eBay and press register, and it will talk you through step by step everything that you need to do to set up an account. But it's really, really simple. You need to also set yourself up a PayPal account if you don't have one, because this is how customers will pay you on eBay. And then when you get going, once you've done that, so first thing you do is set your account up, set up your PayPal account, and then buy a few products for yourself. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can buy items for pennies on eBay, but you need to kind of build a little bit of a rating, and you get ratings from being a buyer and a seller. You need to have a little bit of a rating if you want to get off to a good start with it. So that's the best way to start doing it. Okay, so what to sell? These are the top tips. So really, what you need to do is choose products that you know a bit about, okay, to start you off. you don't want things that you've maybe never had delivered to before, never used yourself, that people may ask questions on that you're a bit unsure and a bit stuck on. So it's good to start off with something that you know about, so you can answer the questions too, no problem. Obviously, you need to check the stock of all your items that you are selling, because you need to make sure that you can get them for the customers. You need to decide how you're posting it out. So you've got a couple of options, really. You can drop ship direct to the customer, direct and free and easy, and that's just a set postage price. It's just £3.95, or 50. If you spend over £50, it's free. So you can do that. You can just sell something on eBay. You can then take the customer's payment via PayPal and then send it out via dropship. Okay, so that's one option that you have. Another option is to order things into yourself in bulk. So if you're going to do that, some people like to post the items out themselves. So you'd have to look at the different pricing. I know Helen knows a bit about the different, like Hermes and the post office and things, so she's going to go through some of that with you. But if you ordered in bulk to yourself for free delivery, you can maybe drop ship just a £50 order or something, some sample orders, and take some pictures for yourself and then post it that way. You can, if you think you can sell it, post it cheaper than £3.95. You have that option. And also, some people like to know they have to stock there first. Now, something that I'm going to say at the minute, with the warehouse issues and the delay on orders at the minute, you could maybe start off with things that may be in your returns box. There might be something that someone's been waiting for that you need to get sent back. Maybe try with them items first, because you know that you already have them and you can take control of that and take control of the posting it out. You need to keep your first sales simple. So look for items with simple descriptions. You don't want to overcomplicate it at first. Find something that's not got a lot of detail in it. It doesn't need to be a high value product. In fact, the lower ones will probably get you quicker sales. And the more sales you make, the higher feedback you're going to get, which is going to build your eBay reputation, which is really, really important in eBay. So building your reputation is key. And a lot of people, they look to see what your star rating is. And the potential buyer has nothing to go on other than your past sales. They don't know anything about you. They can't see any reviews on you at first. So all they can see is past sales and people's feedback. So you need to make sure that that's good, and maybe get some ratings in there quite quick. If you're just starting out, like I said, start with the small value items. If you look through some things that are just a few pounds, people are probably more likely to buy off someone that's not got a high rating for a small value item, rather than maybe say a £50 Hoover. They may be a bit unwary if you've not got the best rating, where they might be okay with a couple of pounds. So we start off with them items, get that rating going, and then that's definitely going to help you when people are looking for you. Okay, so when to sell, right? So there aren't any fixed rules as to this is the best time and that's the best time. Okay, but if you keep it going on a regular basis, the sales are just going to keep flowing, which is going to mean your income's going to keep flowing. So if you're regularly loading, it's going to take time at first to load all these on, get your descriptions on. But at the end of each one, which is the good thing with our business, because we can obviously get multiple of a certain item. It's not like when you're selling something from home and you've got to write a big description and then you sell it once and that's that. You can just relist the same item over and over again. You can keep the same description. So yeah, it's a little bit more time consuming at the beginning, but then you can kind of just keep relisting all without having to do any work. Traditional items will sell all year round. So, added things like, cooking utensils, cleaning things, they're things that are always going to sell. But then you've also got the seasonal items. So at the minute, we've got the summer. So obviously we've got things like outdoor living, garden, the things for the solar lights, the plant pots, all that stuff, the hose pipes. They're all going to sell really well right now because that's what people are looking for right now. But then we've also got Christmas coming. Now, if you can build your business up now, you can start to get your reputation building. And I can tell you now that Christmas will just be unreal, and especially with eBay. especially if you've got to that stage where you've already built that up, people will look for Christmas presents. And, you know, we sell some great stuff at Christmas that will fly out, I promise you, no matter how big or smaller prices is. But if you now put that work in, and sorry, Justina, so saying branded items do extremely well. They do, and if we do get any, then that would be great. But we do sell a lot of Christmas decorations and things like that that always sell out really quickly. So, you know, maybe with some popular items, you might be best ordering them into yourself and then posting them out yourself if you know that they're going to sell. Okay, but what you need to do is you need to research your market. This is quite important, really. You need to check your competition regularly. You need to be seeing what other people that are selling similar items to you. Something that I've personally noticed that with eBay, it's people are searching for products. So with Facebook, people are drawn in by the pretty items that pop out to them. Okay, so we sell lots of lovely items on in the care life that do catch people's eye, that they are drawn to, that make them buy, and that's like more of an impulsive buy. Where with eBay, they're usually going on eBay because they're looking for something in particular. So that's where the harder to find products will probably sell easier. You know, you'll probably find that some of the things, especially in the Clean Easy catalogue, and it's like in the back of the catalogue, there's lots of gadgets and things that people don't see in the high streets, but they need and they look for and they research. So they're the type of things that people search for. So check them out. Check the competition out. Check completed auctions. You know, have a look at what people have actually sold and have a look at what they've sold for. Be open to new ideas all the time. You know, look at different things that you think you might have like looked over and not thought that they would sell because it's not your cup of tea. It's not something that you're particularly interested in. That's something that I definitely fell a victim to when I first started online selling, because if I didn't like it, then I didn't sell it. And I was surprised when people would post the top selling items and none of my items were in that top selling list because they were all items that I'd totally looked over because they weren't something that I would buy, where obviously other people buy them. So you've got to kind of sometimes take your own thoughts on it out of the equation. Compare postage costs against your own. Now, $3.95 is a great postage rate. It's pretty standard, and on some items that are a bit bigger, it's actually really cheap. So I think we're definitely in, you know, a good competition there. But then you're going to get some items, let's say, for example, earring backs. You know, they probably cost you pennies to post. So that would be the type of thing where you would maybe order into yourself and post. Also, when you're looking at your postage, I know what a lot of people do on eBay, they kind of include it into the price and then say that the postage is free. Lots of people will go for your item because it says it's free delivery. Now, yes, if it's a large item over £50, then that's great. You can do that. But, you know, if you're selling something that's maybe £10, that's not actually on eBay anywhere else, and it's a really good price, you could maybe charge £15 and say it's free delivery and incur the delivery cost in there. But people have seen the big free delivery sign and are drawn to it, because a lot of people will search for that. Check for recently sold items and how much they sold for again, so you can see what's sold like straight away, so you can see the trends of what's going on. That will change all the time on eBay. And have a look at what the other sellers are charging for the postage. Obviously, you need to still be in that competition where you know that you're going to be able to compete with them. You're not going to look out for it. So you need to consider how buyers are going to find your items. So when selling on eBay, you must anticipate how buyers are going to search for each product. Okay, so put yourself in the buyer's mind. How would you search for that item? You know, so if you was to look and see if I've got something clean to hand, if not, but if you were to have, you know, say a book, I wanted to sell this book, what would I describe it as? Now, it's not just a normal book. It's from India, and it's got lovely patterns on it, and it's all the handmade paper and all that in the book. So you'd think of, if someone wanted to find a book like that, they wouldn't just put in a book, would they? So they'd look for different keywords. Okay, so this is the important part now, is the keywords. So when you're selling, you must ensure that you put as many keywords in as you possibly can. And if you can't fit it on the title, make sure that they're in the description. This is really, really important because people look for certain words. So for example, for this book, someone might have wrote Indian, you might have put in handmade paper, you might have put in notepad, or, you know, there's lots of different words, and you need to make sure that they're all in there, okay? Some people search for an item on the browse range, but some people, so they'll literally click on like a category. So you need to make sure you pick the right category, and they might browse the products, okay? So, but you need also another tip is putting buy it now in your title. Okay, this actually draws more people because some people will browse Facebook by searching the category just says buy it now. We just want to find things that we can just get straight away rather than auction. So by putting that in there with the keywords, that's really important. Another one is looking what other sellers have used for their keywords. So we can search through and see what people have sold a lot, and you're going to see that some have sold a lot more than others. So why have they sold a lot more than others? Go onto the sales and have a look what actually they've wrote. Look what they put on the keywords. Look what type of titles have brought them in. Because what we need to remember as well, guys, is that your title is what's going to draw them in. So I think I put a slide in the wrong place. Yeah. So selling your item, okay. You need to choose a category, right? So what you need to do as well is at the highest, choose the category that's got the highest number of references to your item. So they'll come in all different categories, and you need to find one that's got things like the book and the handmade paper. You're going to have lots of different references in, and you need to attract visitors. So you need it to be marketed really, really well. So your title is your shop door. Okay, this is what people are going to see and are going to be attracted to come on. Because if you put on eBay the Indian book, you're going to see lots. So you need to, there's got to be one that's going to draw you in. So the title has to have 55 characters in it only. So you need to get in as many keywords as you possibly can, because even though people do browse, 75% of buyers actually use search. So they look for the keywords. They will put in what they're looking for. So you really, really need to make sure you put in as many keywords as you can. Don't duplicate the keywords, because you need to get as many different ones in. And double check the spelling, because on eBay it will come in as you spell it. So if you were to spell it wrong, then someone puts in the right words for that book, then they're not going to find your book. It's not going to come up in that list. So it's not like where they may say, like on Google, if you put something in Google and you spell it wrong, it will say, "Did you mean?" and come up with the right one. eBay won't do that. It will give you what you put in the spellings that you're putting in. You need to make sure you do that. So your description. So this is where you're going to sell your item now. So you've made your title, okay, and of the product you're selling, and your description is what you're going to. You've got them into your shop, and this is where you're going to sell them. So you need to give them lots of information, but at the same time keep it simple. So it's as much relevant information as you can, and you need to sell the benefits, not the features. You know, so it's not that. So for this book, for example, I could say a feature is that it's got handmade paper. So instead of saying it's got handmade paper, you would sell the benefit of having handmade paper. Now it feels lovely to write on and things like that, so that they actually want to buy it for a reason rather than, you know, what difference does the handmade paper feel like. So try and personalize it as much as you can as well, instead of just using actual descriptions off the website. Okay, so if it's more personal and more inviting, then, you know, that definitely works better. So here's some description tips. Using a standard font. Now, some devices, so depending on whether it's phones, whether it's tablets, whether it's certain laptops, computers, you don't all have the same fonts. And if you put yours in a fancy font that's not in theirs, it won't pick up, it won't be found when they're searching on eBay. So it's really important to stick with a standard font. Keep it simple, like I say. Use colours in your description to highlight the keywords again, so that when they look at that, they can see straight away all the different things that they've been searching for. Keep your layout as short as possible. So people will get bored. I don't know about themselves, but I'm terrible for reading big things. Chris goes mad at me because I skip through stuff and don't read it properly. But I get bored. I get bored reading too big long descriptions. Lots of people do, and they just quickly scan it. And so you just make sure you keep it as short but as informative as you can. And don't use all capitals because it's like you're shouting at them, isn't it, when you do that? So, you know, keep it to normal writing. Okay, mention other items for sale. So in your description, cross-sell to them. So, you know, for example, if you have items that would complement each other, you know, if you've got a lovely bedding set, let's just say, for example, one of the bedding sets that sell all the matching cushions and throws and things. So you could have that bedding set on sale, but then underneath it, you could also say, with this would look lovely, these lovely cushion covers and throws. If you look at the top, because it is at the top, like a search bar that shows all your other listed items. So you could get them then to click onto your listed items and buy all the whole set if you wanted to. So that is at the top of the screen, and they'll see that, but if they weren't looking for it, they might not have. So it's important to have that in your description that you can go and find those items. Okay, so pictures, very much like Facebook, the real life pictures work best. People want to see what they're actually getting rather than just a catalogue picture. They like seeing that. A good tip is to like have a ruler and things next to them so they can actually see the size. Or things like the TV remote, a pound card, you know, like things that people know the size of. If you have that next to your items, you can gauge the size of products. So if you're going to have products in to sell yourself, that's what you can do. And if you have multiple photographs, now I know you can get charged more for using more photos, but people like to see more pictures of the description. So just make sure if you're going to do that, you kind of include that in your pricing. But sometimes they have offers where you can get extra pictures cheaper off for free. Right, so your eBay fees. This is something that you need to like obviously be aware of, because if you're selling on eBay and you don't put any extra on to cover the fees, you're going to lose your commission really. So you can list up to 20 items a month for free. After your free 20 items, it's 35 pence. Okay, so when you're selling an item, you pay 10% of the final transaction value, including postage. We call this a final value fee. We cap the final value fee at £250 on single item. So obviously that's a good for big items. So, you know, just make sure you've got that. If we're selling something in the catalogue that's £10, they'd be charged £12. Make sure you've got your PayPal and your eBay fees covered. Now, there are some items that obviously you're going to have to research, because if people are selling them cheaper, you don't want to sell them for a lot more expensive. But we sell plenty of products. We sell, like I say, 3,000 products there. Something that we found is that K-Life seems to be on there a lot more than the Clean Easy. Yet the Clean Easy stuff is what people are searching for, and you're going to earn more money as well off the Clean Easy. It's a higher commission. So make sure you do some good research into what you're selling. So that's it for me. So we're going to get some top tips off some of our top eBayers, because I mean, we've got Joanne and Claire who both sell lots of stuff on eBay and do really well on eBay. So I'm just going to share a few tips. I don't know whether I've got uncovered some of the tips, I don't know, but I'll leave it to you guys if you just want to unmute yourselves.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can do, Joe.
I think you covered most of it. All I was going to say was anything that I put on there, I add 14% on top, because PayPal, they charge you 3.4% plus 20p.
Right, okay.
So, I always add 14% will cover it, plus give you a little bit more back. In your PayPal, I would keep your profit in your PayPal until the end of the month, because you'll get a bill at the end of the month for your seller's fees, and if you've just transferred all that out, then you're going to be stuck with your seller's fees. I always do that just so I know that that's that covered then, and then at the end of the month, whatever's left in there, I know that, that was my profit. I was going to say, rather than buying loads of stuff on eBay to get your ratings up, you can sell stuff around the house, because when people go to your feedback items, they'll want to know that you've been able to sell items, that it's arrived on time, it's arrived nicely and stuff like that. So rather than buying loads of stuff, which isn't, it will build up your feedback, but not as a buyer, as a seller, sorry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hold on, my takeaways arrived. Also, I was going to say, don't sell internet specials on there, because they go out of stock really quickly, unless you're going to be checking the stock every day, because I've made this mistake. Unless you're going to be checking the stock every day on internet specials, don't do it, because I've had someone buy 2 of something and then I've gone to order it and it's out of stock and it looks really bad. So, and that's quite time consuming, is checking all your internet specials every day. So I personally wouldn't do that. The most that I sell on eBay is the bathroom stuff. The cactus plants go amazing. And I know you were saying about some people might sell it cheaper because they don't add on the fees, but it's all in the description, like you were saying. So some people, if they put in like a description for something, their items that people are selling cheaper, they wouldn't come up necessarily if you've got your description right. So they wouldn't necessarily see that they're selling it cheaper. So it is really important that in the description you're putting everything you can possibly think of. So like the cactus in the bathtub, I've literally put bathroom ornament, green, cactus, bathtub, like everything that you possibly could, so that whatever they search, it will come up, and not necessarily the other one that's cheaper. Because I know there's loads on eBay cheaper than my ones, and I've sold loads of them. Also, to keep your listings down, if you're selling stuff like clothes and the shoes and bedding, rather than listing each size, because you won't have the option, because if you've not got a shop set up, you don't have the drop down list to select the size. You need to just put on the bottom of your listing, please select size, please tell me the size you want when ordering. Also, like if it's a double, single or king size, they need to then know that you're going to change like the invoice total as well. So rather than like doing 5 different listings for 5 different size pair of shoes, state colour and size when ordering. Also, this is your own preference, but I always click on local collection, because if you get someone that searches nearest items, they might want to collect it, then they don't have to pay the $3.95 postage. And no, I always click on the button no international selling, because I've had nothing but nightmares with international selling, because all of the items just keep getting lost. And to be able to send your items international recorded is quite a bit of money. I just find that a lot of people are saying that they're not receiving their items, whether that be that they're not, or that they just want their money back. You lose out on your money, so it's a nightmare. And like you were saying with the links to other things, so this would look good with this, you could also say, oh, we'll combine postage, because obviously they'll only pay $1,395, so that always appeals to people when you're combining the postage. If you click on the auto relist button, you won't need to relist it yourself, it just automatically relists every month. I don't know if you said that because Abby woke up and had to go upstairs. I think that's it. But the more you sell and buy on eBay, the more they give you free. So I'm pretty sure that I've listed a lot more than 20 items in the last month, and they've all been free. So I reckon that it goes up the amount of listings you're allowed free. But then I'm on like 860 something feedback at the moment. So I would personally get selling stuff on there first to get your feedback up. I think that's all I had that you didn't say.
Yeah, that's brilliant. A lot of really good tips in there. Linda's put, would you use your existing eBay account or start a new one?
I would use your existing one, definitely. Especially if you've already built up like your listing rating. You'd definitely use that one. Would you
Okay.
recommend using existing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the delivery, I sometimes add it in with the price of the product and put free delivery. But if then that looks like I'm charging too much for that item, I just put $3.95 delivery.
Yeah.
But if it gives you the option to select, so if people can see that you're doing it on a 3 to 5 day courier service, they know it's going to be 9 times out of 10 signed for, so they don't mind paying $3.95. It's when you put like first class or second class post, it's not guaranteed, so they don't mind paying $3.95 for a courier service. I've not had any problems with anyone paying $3.95 anyway.
Brilliant.
Any other questions?
Well, have you got any tips to share?
Not now, no. Everything's covered, and I learnt loads there, Joanne.
Good, isn't
No,
it?
I've not long started, just selling stuff that rather than returning.
Yeah.
But I've just not been charging £3.95. I've been doing a lower postage because I've got the item here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, Joanne and you've covered everything.
Good. That's it. I think it's all pretty much covered, really, isn't it? I think anyone now can go and get stuck in with eBay. You know, has anyone got any questions on it?
Another tip I would say that I didn't do and I wish I had, have a catalogue in front of you and just start from page 1 and list everything, because like people have been buying like pipe guttering stuff from me, and I would never think to list that, but when I went back and started listing everything on the book, I've been getting more sales, because like you said, people want to buy weird things that you wouldn't even think that you'd want to buy yourself. So I would start maybe one from K-Life and one from Clean Easy, and do your 20 that way every month, just going through the book, obviously checking the stock.
So, Claire, have you been selling the stuff then? What you've not returned, has it been selling well?
Yeah, it's just I've been putting them on, like the wipeout stain remover. I've sold 3 of them this week, and I've £7 I sold them for. So it's £5, aren't they? And then I've just £2 for postage. But it only cost me I think it was £1.80 for the postage.
Brilliant.
And the Clean Easy, so the 20% anyway, aren't they? Commission.
Yeah.
There's a couple of questions in the chat here. If you put delivery on every item, but they're combined orders, won't they get charged delivery automatically through eBay?
Yeah, but then you have to go into the invoice. So you have to do it from a laptop. You have to go into send new invoice and correct the delivery charge. So you just take out the £7 or whatever it would be and just put in $3.95 so you can correct it.
Okay. And someone's put, would you have a basic shop or pay £25 a month?
I personally wouldn't pay £25 a month because you get enough for free. Because the auto relists, they don't count as new listings. So I've got about 80 odd listings on there, and I've never been charged. But like I said, I've got like 800 and whatever eBay rating on there already. So it might be that when you're brand new, they charge you for every 20. Or someone will have to test that out. I'm not sure.
Another question. I had to pay over £60 on posting on eBay. I'm not too sure why that is. And someone said they got charged £6.95 and the item didn't sell. That's not right, is it?
No. eBay will only charge you a final selling fee. And even if it's refunded, they refund you the final selling fee. So I have no idea why. Is it Trudy?
Yeah, and Claudia, you don't get charged if you don't sell. And
No.
you relist it for free.
Yep.
So if you've been charged anything, you need to get onto eBay because it's wrong and they'll pay you back. They charge you for every listing per month. They don't charge you for every listing because you get 20 free, and then after that it's 35 pence. If you're being charged wrong, then you'll have to phone up eBay. But that's not right. You don't charge.
Before you go to post your item, at the bottom it should say eBay fees, listing fee. Do you accept? And it will tell you how much you're going to be charged.
Yeah. Well, they don't charge you for every listing. You get your first 20 free a month, and then after that, it's 35 pence. But then it's free to relist. So if you were to then pay 35 pence to list it, and it doesn't sell, it will relist for free. So it's worth paying 35 pence because eventually you'll sell it. So if you've been charged 30p a listing for every item, then you need to phone them up.
Yeah.
And make sure, like you said, make sure you set up a business account. It needs to be a personal one. Yeah, it needs to be a personal one, really.
Also, another really good tip that I've been doing lately is when you go into your listing, you can see how many views you've had and how many watchers you've got.
Yeah.
So you know the type of items that people are getting attracted to. And if you've only got like 2 or 3 views and you've had it on 2 months, I'd probably just take it off.
Yeah. And if you took it off, you won't get paid, you won't get charged then?
No, you should only be getting charged if you sell the item, the final selling fee. So that whoever it is needs to go back and say that they've been charged and they've not sold it.
Yeah.
What about if you've already used your 20 free listings and then you're on your 21st item, but then you haven't got no watches and nobody really looked at the product and you remove it, do you still get charged that 35 pence?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're paying 35 pence to list it. So for that, you're best just keeping it on. And if you're going to remove any, remove one of your 320 so that you've still got some left.
Yeah.
That's why I paid over 60 quid.
I know, what do you pay 60 quid for? I don't know what you mean.
Because if you keep reposting them after 20 items, you have to pay.
Oh, see, I reckon that changes the more your ratings go up, because I've never ever been charged for any of mine.
If they're not selling, because I had to pay over 60 pounds and they weren't selling. So I was paying
You've
more.
got a selling limit now as well, haven't they?
Yeah, you've got a selling limit. I think it's got £2,000, isn't it? And then you get stopped. And then you have to up your account.
Yeah.
But I'd ring up though and find out why you got charged £60 when your items didn't sell. Because you shouldn't be charged on items that you've not spent £60 on that you've not sold.
Well, but it'll bounce up though if you keep reposting though, doesn't it? If you have to pay £35 each time you
repost for free.
Not after the free posts.
No, what I mean, love, is you get 20 free, right? And then you'll pay 35 pence a post after that. But
yeah,
if say you paid 35 pence for your post and then it ends and it didn't sell, you can repost that for free because you've only paid 35 pence on one item once.
I didn't do that many, I don't think. I must have had loads because I did put loads on.
Honestly, I've got all the things here and I got it up online, and once you paid £35 for 35 pence an item, you don't pay it again. You relist free until it's sold.
Oh, I was charged each time, every time I reposted.
Yeah, oh no, you need to phone them up then, because you shouldn't be.
Right, okay, that's why I've not used them since, because it was a few months back.
Right, yeah, get onto them and just say you want your account fixing. But you can relist for free if you don't sell something. Because that's why you're okay paying the 35 pence, because you know that eventually it'll sell and you don't have to keep relisting.
Yeah, all right, no problem.
Yeah, but get onto them.
If you got charged £60, you must have listed like 2,800 products at 30.
No, because I kept reposting them and reposting. And every time I reposted the item, they charged me 35p.
Oh, phone them up then, it's not right.
Claire Pemberton, is she still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know when you've been posting yours, who have you been posting them with? Just the post office, or have you been doing it with like the parcel?
Post office.
Who?
The post office.
Okay. So I think some of the items you just need to have a look at, because when we've sent, Claire was asking me if I'd just talk a little bit about posting parcels and things, just to help. When we first got K-Life out, we were doing, well, we wasn't, my son was doing quite a bit on eBay. And we sold a lot of, like, you know, them bird boxes that stuck to the window. And we figured out that they were second class with the post office that was like the cheapest £2.80 fee. What you've got to consider is like then you've got to wrap it and parcel it and all the rest of it. So when you're considering package and postage, you've got to think about the practicalities, wrapping it up, labelling it up, taking it, and all of those things, and take that into consideration with your package and postage fees, and then work out which is the best one. But when we've like sent things out to the team or whatever, we've been using Parcel to Go on Google, and you can put in the weight of your product, the dimensions of it, and the addresses, and it will give you then the cheapest courier that will do that for you. So it's like a bit of a compare the market on postage, and quite often the post office will come up as one of the cheapest ones. There's somewhere you can arrange for them to come and collect it from your house, so you can use that. You know, you can have everything there and they'll come and collect it from your house. Some of them have drop-off points, you know, that are quite local to you that you can arrange to do that. So I mean, that's just things logistically to consider when you're doing the parceling, because really the £3.95 that the Clean Easy does with the drop ship is a really good price for the products, particularly say like a double bedding. Although it's not massive, can be quite heavy. So once they get over a certain weight, they go into the next category and things like that. So the £3.95, just watch little tiny products, really good to post if you want to do them like the post office and stuff, but just take into consideration, you know, the parceling it up and the labelling of it up and all that sort of thing. And like Joe was saying, it's a signed for courier service that we have. Yeah, My Hermes is a lot cheaper for postage. We've used different ones. Depends on sometimes the size of the parcel, and it depends sometimes on the weight. But that website's a really good one for comparing which is your best courier service. And obviously, if you can have it signed for, tracking that parcel, if you've got any problems down the line where people are saying they've not received a product, you've got a tracking facility in there, you know, for signed for and stuff. So yeah, somebody's put, I pay £6.50 per item at the post office first class signed for. So, you know, it really depends on you, but just take all of those things into consideration when you are, you know, thinking about the thing. But obviously at the moment, take into consideration that with the warehouse situation the way it is at the moment, our £3.95 drop ship is not at the moment currently working on the 48-hour drop ship as we were. So you just need to take that on board so that you're not getting yourself into mither if you're saying it's going to be there in 48 hours, and we can't really guarantee that at the moment as well. Okay.
George, as well, somebody's put, if they were to sell, say, a bedding set and they said they had 10 of them, would they be charged 35p for it all 10? Sorry, you muted then, go on.
Oh, sorry. I've never been charged and I always put 15.
All right, okay, so you're all right with it. I think, yeah, by the sounds of it, yeah, we're all right with doing that.
Okay, it's a very interesting topic tonight. I think what one of the things that we don't want to do is to stop doing what's working. So if you know, if you've got your catalogues and your Facebook and all of that's working for you, then don't leave that and start doing this. You know, if I would definitely start it alongside what you're doing. Yeah. You know, it is another tool to your belt, so it's another way. And I think definitely absolutely love this idea of using it to get your returns. You know, items what people have not been and picked up that you've been left with, save sending returns back to the company. You know, getting rid of your returns is a great way, so that that's not getting you into a minus at the start of the next period. What else have I wrote? You know, remembering that it's £50 Nova for free postage, and groups selling things, you know, giving them that bit of an incentive to sell £50 worth of stuff's a great, you know, great idea as well. I think there was just so much information tonight. I wrote loads of notes on that. So
Steve just asked what the PayPal fees are. What did you say they were again, Joe?
They're 3.4% plus 20p.
So 3.4% plus.
So that's why I just add an extra 4% on for PayPal. So 10% from eBay, 4% from PayPal. So I just add 14% onto the
Right.
product. Okay.
I mean, there's some people in the business. Gary Watson retailing seen him put once and he retailed 10 grand on eBay 1 month. So some people are retailing really big on eBay.
yeah, I know Melissa and Ian Slade who won the trophy for the biggest retailers for the past however many years. They're a lot of what they do is on eBay.
Yeah.
Gary Watson is the biggest seller at the minute in the company, and I think the majority of his stuff is eBay.
Yeah. He said
You
once
need to open a business.
Sorry.
I think you have to have a business, an eBay business account to be able to.
Yeah.
I guess if you start doing what you're doing, selling bits, and you get into a rhythm and a routine, and you can sell loads of stuff, then you may be able to upgrade yourself, to that stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do that straight away because you're just going to lose money.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to have a good seller's account, like listings, to be able to open the shop anyway, really.
So Joe, can you start off on like a personal one and then upgrade it to a business one?
Yeah, and that's the way that I would do it. You want to get to at least 1,000, I reckon, like selling and buying, because if you go to like any eBay shop, if they have to have like 99% feedback, like positive feedback. Otherwise, people just don't buy from them because most people will check the feedback on a shop before they buy.
Yeah,
because you get so many like shops out there that like don't end on time, or the stuff comes back damaged, and if you get any little feedback like that, then it just puts people off. So get your rating up to like really good 99% feedback positive, then it's be worth opening a shop, I'd say. But I reckon that the people that are earning, like doing that much on eBay, have got to be selling it for cheaper than what they're actually going for. I can't see that they're making much profit from that. Because
I can't see them being at a loss though, because it'd be a lot of work. You're not going to do all that to be at a loss. You probably do it where they minus the commission maybe and get the big.
Well, but if you're getting the points and they want to go for an incentive or something like that, people would do it just for that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but these two particular people we're speaking about are like massive in the business and like earn a fortune as it is. So they don't even, especially Gary Watson, he doesn't really need to do it, does he? He's like one of the top businesses in the entire company. So I don't think he's doing it at a loss, but he might be giving away some commission.
Yeah.
He's earning, because he's obviously earning 70% bonus as well. So he's getting the 20% commission, but because he's qualifying at gold and above, he's also getting the 70% bonus on top of that. So he can be getting up to 37 pence in the pound. So because of that, he might be able to charge a little bit less potentially on some things.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. So
you want to get him on, see if he can give us some tips.
We'll ask him to come and do a training. We'll ask him to be a guest speaker for us.
Yeah.
You'd struggle to get any tips from him on that, I tell you.
He won't share, will he?
No.
Try to get him drunk and all sorts of stuff. Keeps his secrets close to his chest for sure.
Maybe Ian and Melissa might though.
Yeah.
They might share some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're big.
I don't know. I bet the stuff what you've just shared there, all of you, they're probably just doing that, but they've just been doing it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
You know all that stuff about the key words and things. I guess that's half the battle, isn't it? Because I don't know if you've seen in the chat, I posted something while you're chatting, while you're doing your presentation, Claire. I looked on eBay and just there was a pair of Wellington boots, what somebody had advertised, and the description of them, it had all sorts in the title, and you could just see.
Yeah.
It's something like girls, boys, kids.
Yeah.
I don't know, all sorts of them.
Yeah. Well, it's like Joe said, there's people selling them bathroom cactuses for more than Joe, but because she's got that much in her description, it's being found easier in the kitchen. Because people will go on, so they might go on now and they might think, like today, I have bought off eBay today, and I've gone in and searched something that I'm looking for. So I'm just putting like keywords in, and then all the things pop up. So if you've got all the keywords that link into other stuff, like bathroom, someone might just put in bathroom furniture, but because you put bathroom in it, it'll pop up and they might think, oh, I like one of them as well. So it's just, if you've got loads of keywords, other people can be on there.
This was the title of it. So it's a pair of welly boots, and it's boys, girls, kids, waterproof, wellies, winter, rain, snow, Wellingtons, boots, shoes, size. That's the title.
Yeah, see? So that is going to get anyone. I mean, if you're in jail.
Yeah.
I think it's a shop or something, but they've got you think of all them words, what they thought about in there. You know, every search they're going to get.
Yeah. So remember, guys, get your thinking heads on of all the different things that it could relate into, because it could tie into other stuff, couldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like say for example the heart lamp, you could put in the bedroom, living room, dining room, all them other things, as well as hearts, lamps, lighting, all different things that people might put in to find the heart lamp, rather than just putting heart lamp.
Yeah. And things like shabby chic or contemporary or words like that describe the kind of fashion of it, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Steve's just asked a question in the chat. So stuff you post, you would then order from K-Life, etc., and get it sent the same as a normal order through eBay?
Yeah, so you're going to list your item. So let's just say now someone buys, you've listed an item and you've not got it, it's that clean easy, just took a picture off the website. And if someone says, I'll have that, and buys it, they're going to pay you through your PayPal. You're going to go onto your Clean Easy website. You're going to order as you normally put an order in, but then you're going to drop ship it. You're just going to press drop ship and put the customer's address in. So that's one way. Or if you've got the items there with you, then you'll post it out.
Very good.
Danielle's asking, does it show people what you've not sold, or just does it only show what the list of unsold items? Does it show people what you've not sold, or does it only show you that? I'm not quite sure what Danielle means by that.
I think she means, like, if you've listed loads of stuff and then you didn't sell any, would it show if someone clicked on your rating? Would they see that you've listed loads of stuff and it's not shown? Do you know that, Joe?
No, it doesn't show that. If people go to like your feedback, it'll only show you the details of what items you have sold. It won't show nothing to do with the items that you haven't.
Okay, great. And Nicole's asking, if it's under £50, can we still drop ship?
Yeah, $3.95.
Yeah, that's it. It's just if it's over £50, Nicole, they get a free delivery. So you could encourage them to spend £50 with you to get free delivery as a bit of an incentive, because a drop ship facility, anything under £50 is £3.95. So even if they had 5 items that were 40 quid, it would still be £3.95 collectively, yes? And then if it was over £50, less than 10 items, then it would be free delivery. So it would depend. It's just like the normal orders that we do everywhere else.
You could be really cheeky as well and find me on Facebook and put your group in, because I've done that on several of my listings. Then they can, if you put that you do free delivery over £50 and they've already bought something for like 25 quid, you could just say to them, It is free delivery over 50 quid. I've got a shop on Facebook if you wanted to take a look.
So Joe, when they've ordered something from you, then do you open up like a message thing with them, a communication thing with them to arrange the delivery and all that, or how does that come through to you?
Most of them, it just does it automatically through through eBay. So they pay, you post it out, and it just clicks on post item posted. But like recently, I've had 2 things that have been out of stock where someone has bought them. So I've messaged them privately and I've just said, I'm really sorry, the last one's just been sold. But if you want to have a look at my other items, you can find me on Facebook and then put the name of my group. So you can message them privately as well.
Okay, that's great to know.
You can put the name of your group in your description as well, couldn't you? Because can't you put hyperlinks and things that take you to other websites? So could you not do that?
I don't know. I don't think eBay allow that.
Okay.
But you could do like a hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're hashtagging your group name, like the way we've been taught, if you're hashtagging your group name under like loads of your items on your group, if you hashtag the name of your group, they'll be able to find it straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Hashtagging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, you mentioned earlier about keeping your profit in PayPal for your seller's fees. So when you sell something, because I've only sort of sold my own items really, and one of some of that I needed to take back. And obviously I received it in my PayPal, but I didn't really look at the fees too much because I know PayPal charges you as well. So with eBay, do you sort of get an invoice at the end of every month and then it charges you all in one go, or does it do it each item?
No, it does it all in one go
Okay.
at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get an invoice and it'll tell you the date that it's going to come out.
Okay, thank you. And it comes directly from PayPal?
Yeah. So if you've not got the money in the PayPal, it just comes out of your bank.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm not too sure of that.
Katie's saying she just put something in that said it was £3 to sell on eBay. Katie, can you talk and explain that, what you mean and what you put on?
Because you're the worst talker, you are. So muffled.
Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Hiya, yeah, sorry.
Go on, what have you done?
Right. In eBay, there's in the help bit of eBay, you can actually put in basic information, like say you wanted to sell a duvet and it was, I don't know, you put in £28 and then you put down it's under homeware and it's under bedding and it's a duvet, and then you put your price in and it's a buy it now, and then you put in the fact that you've got postage of £3.95, and then you click on a little box and it calculates what they would charge you, and it was coming up at like £3 odd. So I was a bit like, oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong.
You know that, Joe?
Oh, I don't know why it's coming off at £3.
No.
Have you put an amount of pictures or anything that you're putting in?
No, I hadn't put anything. It just, when you go onto eBay and you find the actual help section, it's actually within the help section where you can have a play. Just
Okay,
to see.
so maybe that's not the list, but maybe that's your final fee, like that's 14% on, that's how much it would charge at the end, which we know that's why we're saying to add 14%.
Yeah, possibly.
To cover them fees. That's probably telling you what the total fee will be at the end of it. What was the item again?
It was just put duvet.
Okay, how much was it?
I put 28.
Right, so that £3 would be your fee for selling it. Yeah. So if it's sold, you'd have to sell it for say 30 or whatever, depending on how much it is in Clean Easy. Okay, like, but that's, you're going to get charged 35 pence just to list it. You are going to get charged when you sell something at 14% on top.
Yeah.
With eBay fees and your PayPal fees. So that will just be your fee in general, what it would be if it was sold.
Right. Can I just say there as well?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when you've just mentioned all them different categories then, Katie? Yeah. I'm sure, like, if you put bedding in, the category will be like bedroom, bed and whatever. But if you start adding other categories onto there, it does charge you more.
Does it?
Yeah. Have you noticed that, Joe?
I never put mine in categories. I just go to the search bar.
Right. Yeah. Because sometimes you can put something in and it comes up all different categories on it. If you click on a couple of them, it does charge you more.
Yeah, on the fee calculator, you've got no choice, because I just thought I'd have a nosy at it. And on the fee calculator, it just says get an estimate of total fees for your item. So you don't actually have a choice where you can not put a category.
Right.
I mean, 10% of a bedding at 28 quid is £2.80 anyway, so don't know why it's charging £3. The other 4% was for the PayPal fees, is that right, Joe?
No, eBay won't charge for the PayPal. That comes out separately. Did you put in postage?
I put in the postage, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so it's on.
That's
It's
right,
on.
isn't it?
It's on both of them.
Right. So it's basically telling you what it would be if it was sold. That's how much you get charged.
Yeah.
Right. That's all right.
That's why I say if you always put 14%, you're more than covered then.
Yeah. I've never actually sold on eBay. I've always just kind of bought and bought and bought.
If I were you,
and I buy.
If I were you, I'd just start selling bits around your house just to get used to it.
Yeah.
Joe, would you do like to that, the £28 for the bedding plus the £3.95 and then add your 14%?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you include your postage on that as well?
Yeah.
Right.
So just say it was £20 for the bedding, £3.95. So that's £23.95 plus 14%.
Yeah.
And people buy it for that price because I'm getting people saying, "Oh no, I can get it cheaper than that," and I'm getting like saying, "Oh, I can get it cheaper on Amazon." Oh, well, I'll get it off there then.
People are saying that on eBay. How were they talking to you?
Sorry?
Where are they talking to you on eBay saying that?
No, it's not on eBay. It's buy and sell on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get that. Going on eBay though.
I get loads of them like that though.
I do. I've had one.
Yeah.
I've had it once.
I'm really struggling this week with sales.
Yeah, I'm setting on notice to them.
Does anyone know what? I was just wondering, does Joanne actually get sales?
Your sales loads on eBay.
And I can't see that. What's going on with it?
But basically,
Yeah, Joe sells a lot on eBay, don't you, Joe?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'm surprised because if people are saying on Facebook that, "Oh, I can get it cheaper elsewhere," and then if she's adding like the 14% as well as postage, and they're still buying it, I don't understand that really.
That's where the description comes in. So yeah, you might be able to get bedding cheaper, but someone might be looking for a specific pink with flowers bedding that's not necessarily in the shop. So they're going to search for pink flower bedding, and they're not going to really like go to like Home Bargains and stuff like that. Just look how much that bedding.
Yeah. It's basically with everything with me though. They said, "Oh, how much is it?" And it's like, "Oh, I can't afford that. It's way too expensive for what it is."
You know what, Cheryl? I wouldn't worry because there's plenty of people buying. The ones that say they can't afford it or they can just say, "Okay, that's fine," and move on because we know that there's plenty of people buying. It doesn't really matter.
Something I've noticed as well is they've got, when you're listing it, there's got a best offer button. Now that button has caused me a bit of trouble because it's been on and I haven't realised, and then when it's come to selling, I've had constant offers all the time. Will you take sort of like some people offer £10 less than what you're actually selling it for? So just be conscious that best offer button is off. It's not green, it's white, because otherwise you'll have people emailing all the time through eBay offering you a lower price for that item.
Good point.
I don't know. I had mine on, and when we had the Vax cleaner when I first started, someone offered me like a tenner less for 2 of the Vax cleaners. So I was like, yeah, why not? So it can work in your favour as well.
Don't understand that.
Does anyone know what happens when you kind of say transfer from kind of UK and Ireland? Because I know that when I go through eBay, if I look up a lot of Clean Easy, because a lot of it comes from eBay UK and it transfers onto eBay Ireland, it ends up saying that like the postage on nearly every Clean Easy item is like to like 10 or 12 euro. Is there like an option that like you can change that? That like say if I posted that, would that kind of be more for me to post to UK, or is there a way of keeping it the same price, or I don't know how that works.
I don't understand what you mean.
Like when I look on eBay, most of the stuff that like so we have eBay Ireland and ebay.co.uk, but they're linked. So if you go onto eBay Ireland, all of eBay UK stuff is on it. But a lot of the Clean Easy stuff I've looked up, it'll have the price, but then on postage it says that like it's like 10 or 12 pounds. But like it's because it's transferred over that eBay's upped the price on the postage for the different country. Is there a way
you can select your own postage of what you want to charge. You just have to go to the drop down list and just put in $3.95.
No, because I was going to say, even when I look it up, actually, Joe, one of your adverts came up and it said that for Ireland that you were charging $12.19 for postage.
I see. I always click no international, so I don't know why that's come up.
Okay. No, I was going to say I don't know why it transfers. That's why I was wondering, is there a way of kind of stopping that from happening?
I don't know. I don't get involved with like international stuff. It confuses me.
That's fine. No, I was going to say just because like for Ireland and
Interested. It's really got me interested, I tell you.
So who's going to be inspired to go and have a go at this then?
Me.
Yeah, I'm intrigued now. We can definitely get our Daniels a whiz on eBay.
Well, like I say, I've only ever really bought, and that's generally because I'm bored and it's late at night and I just go browsing, and I'm either browsing on eBay or I'm on that Wish app buying random things from China.
Oh, I'll get that of it all. You're damn right.
I've seen it. Sorry, I'm just saying. I've seen it saying in the chat about the studio stuff, because like you know that some of our stuff is shoot on studio, but you have to pay interest. You have to set up an account and they charge you a fortune, so you end up paying well more on studio. So if anyone ever says that to you, just say that to them. You pay loads of interest on it, and you pay well more for the product. So don't worry over that.
And the
It's
delivery time
ridiculous as well. It's like 150% or something stupid like that, the interest.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is really high.
The delivery time with Studio is getting horrendous because my mother's recently ordered towels are similar to what we sell, and she's waiting 2.5 months for her towels.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know they've got our toe post sandals with the little flowers on them up for $2.99. I've seen them.
Yeah, they've got the fairy houses as well, and the butterfly solar things. My mother's got a studio box. She keeps me updated. She compares catalogs for me to let me know.
Yeah, just take no notice of them. And at the end of the day, on eBay, people will pay whatever. Like we said, some people live in the middle of nowhere. Some people don't live near anywhere that's got a B&M and a studio catalogue and all that they don't know about. And people are buying at the end of the day. So we don't want to kind of try and second guess what people think and what they might think and whether they might pay it or whether we'd pay it. Just don't judge it by our own standards. Just do it because it works.
Studio catalogue, what's that?
Statistically, Studio only covers something like 2% of the population. So, like Steve said, a lot of people have never even heard of Studio.
I think I remember Studio from being a kid at school and getting the catalogues home with all the Christmas cards and the wrapping paper.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
I've never heard of Studio.
We used to be all owned by the same company. That's why we sell similar stuff. So.
Yeah.
either way, you know, every 28 days the company turns over about £5 million worth of product sales. So, you know, they obviously got the pricing right. So, you know, just rather than overthinking, is it too dear, is it too cheap, or whatever, just list it wherever you're going to list it. You know, the right person will buy it.
Wise words.
So are you drop shipping everything, or are you posting anything yourself?
Sorry?
Are you drop shipping everything, or are you posting anything yourself?
I'm drop shipping.
I might go on now and like list the catalogue.
You can't list the whole lot. Mind you, you would. You'd just sit there all night.
It'd take you hours to list that whole catalogue, Claire.
It would.
Oh.
Well, you got Tina on the phone. She's like...
I can remember looking once, like researching some eBay stuff, and we sell this car dehydrator, and we sold it for something like, I don't know, maybe £9 or something like that, and we were selling on eBay for 20. In fact, there's loads of things if you really like look through it. Loads of stuff that we can sell. I mean, Helen, you sold them bird boxes at a good price, didn't you? You like
we were selling them for about £20 or something like that, and they were only a tenner.
Yeah.
So we were like well and truly covering like the cost of everything, and making an additional £5 on each one or something. It was my son that was doing it. It was his like little thing for his little bit of pocket money, I think, when he was going on the school trip, and we just let him get on with it. We were just ordering them in, and he was sending them out and doing it, and it was loads more than what the price was in the catalogue.
That's it, because you can sell it for what you want, can't you?
Yeah. You obviously have to think about the competition, but if it is something that's like slightly more unique, then you can get away with adding a little bit more on and try it, and if it don't work, you can reduce it, can't you? You're allowed, yeah, Elizabeth, you're allowed to sell on likes of eBay. You can price all that up yourself. I wouldn't suggest that you start putting prices up on Facebook that are any different, because you've got to think about the competition that's out there. Everybody's putting it on for the same price.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm just wondering, how are you explaining to your eBay customers about the delays and things at the moment? Because I'm in a bit of a muddle with one of mine at the moment, that he's going away on Friday and I can't get the item to him quick enough. How are you? Because I actually listed something today. I listed it as it was as if it was coming out of the UK, so I could put sort of 9 days on it, because I was really worried about giving him the wrong time frame.
I'm just being honest with them, to be honest. I'm just saying, we just recently had a warehouse move, so everything's a bit up in the air. It's not normally like this. And that's where I've been saying to them, if you want to come on my shop, and I've been offering them £5 off of their next order if they come onto my shop.
Have you been putting that in your description, or have you been emailing them straight away after they...
I just email them so that I can, like, I know like eBay's hard, but you build a relationship with them. So you sort of say, you explain the circumstances and just say, just through like your inconvenience, this is where you can find my shop on Facebook. If you want to come and have a look at my other items, then I'll give you £5 off my next delivery.
Yeah. Okay, great. Because at the moment, I done that. I emailed the buyer straight away to say there was delays, but there's because this particular item, it seems to have been popular, but there was 10 days and it still haven't been dispatched. Well, now he's going away on holiday on Thursday, and I can't get the item to him. And if I don't get, he wants me to expedite it, which I have no power to do. I've been in touch with HQ. They just told me to phone every morning to get a tracking number. But he's threatening to report me as fraudulent to Facebook, to open a dispute, to wreck my feedback, and report me to Trading Standards if I don't expedite it and get it to him by Thursday morning before 11 a.m.
Just give me his money back. I just give him his money back.
Well, that's what I said. I said that to HQ, that I was going to refund. But the problem I've got is I can't cancel the order with HQ, so the item would automatically still go to him.
How much is it for?
$44.99 plus $2.95 delivery. So if I give him a refund, it'll still dispatch out to him, and he could keep the product, and I haven't got the money then. So I'm in a right old pickle at the moment. Any tips? Joe?
For one, you can't ruin your feedback because you can only leave one comment.
Right,
That's
okay.
not going to ruin your feedback.
If he opens a dispute, though, will other people see that then? Because at the moment, I can't even give him a tracking number to sort of say to the dispute centre, look, you know, I've got the tracking number, it's on its way.
Yeah. No, if you actually speak to, like, because it'll be PayPal that raised the dispute for the refund. If you speak to PayPal and explain the circumstances and what the company is, trading standards wouldn't even touch Clean Easy because it's clear that it's not a made-up company or a fraudulent company. So you haven't got any worries there. It's just one of these things that happen. You're offering to give the money back, but he's still going to receive the order. So I wouldn't worry. Don't stress yourself over it.
Right, okay.
Definitely can't ruin your feedback. That's for sure.
That's all right, because I've been worried sick about it all day, so I'm glad to hear you say that. Thanks, Joe.
He can only leave one comment, so that's
the thing
not
is, he's my first ever buyer, so I was more concerned that, you know, that by me just having one feedback and that being negative, then that could wreck my chances of future sales through eBay, really.
No, because you still get a chance to build it up. You've got 3 months, so it does it over a rolling 3 months, so it will show your feedback. It'll be fine. And it's fun, it's not going to ruin it. If you just get loads of items on there, even if it's stuff from home, so that you can get your good feedback up, it'll cancel that one out anyway.
Right, okay. Great, because I've used up my 23, and I think I've used about 10 more for... because I recently got banned, so I just hammered eBay and Gumtree in stock.
Have you only just opened up this eBay account?
No, I've had it for years. I've been buying through it for years, but I've never sold. I've always been too nervous. But about this business, what I love is going out of your comfort zone, you know. So I just thought, well, I'm on this ban. I need to get these sales in. So I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. I've done a bit of research on it and went for it. And I sold sort of 244.99 items within 3 days. So, but then this happened with this thing, and it's sort of made me a bit more nervous again. But now that I've spoken to you and I've done everything I possibly can in regards to getting him his trainers to go on holiday, then there's not much else I can do, really, is there, you know?
So you've already got feedback on your profile then?
As a buyer, yeah, not as a seller.
That's fine. It all goes in together. It's just whether people are going to go in and look for the bit where you've sold.
Right,
so
okay.
you've still got like 100% feedback of good, of like paying straight away.
Oh yeah, I've always anyway, yeah.
No, you'll be fine then.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks, Joe. Brilliant.
Sarah, somebody's just put in there as well about trying offering a free gift or something.
Yeah, good idea. At the moment, he was nice at first, and now he's gone so standoffish. But it sort of comes in swings and roundabouts because he's threatening me in one breath, and then it's thank you so much for your cooperation. In the next breath, I hope to speak to you soon. So it is a bit thing, and then I mean, and the goalposts have moved. So first of all, yesterday night he wanted it by Friday. And now today he wants it, he's leaving for the airport at 11 o'clock on Thursday. So, you know, I mean, Friday was doable. If it got dispatched tomorrow, then hopefully, you know, it would get there by Thursday, but I can't make sure it gets there before 11 a.m., you know.
Yeah. I
So,
just
but
a free pair of scissors and then just say, I'm sorry, here's a free pair of scissors.
Yeah. But then because I've done it sort of drop ship, then I'd have to pay the postage then myself. If it's scissors, it's not here, but if I sort of, you know, anything over sort of an envelope, then I'd have to pay the postage then to drop ship it or post it off to him then as well.
Just maintain an apology, and you know that's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do. You really
think about refunding him his delivery. I did think about that earlier. I thought, well, if I can't get any sort of dead sort of answers by tomorrow morning, then maybe refund him his delivery and see if it gets there on time. You know, but the problem I've got now is if it doesn't get there by Thursday 11 a.m, he's going on holiday and he won't be there to receive the item. He's leaving the country for a fortnight, so I really don't know what I'm going to do, really.
I guess if he's not in, it'll go back to the company then. So we'll have to look into that scenario, won't we?
Because if it bounces back to the company, then I can give a refund then, and then all is well in the world, you know.
Mhm. Which that will happen because I've had the same type of issue with someone I've drop shipped to and they haven't received it. And they told me on the phone that if it wasn't, because I've had to do it twice, long story, but I've done it twice to them in the end. And I said I didn't want the second one going anymore, and they said that it will go back, return to sender if no one takes it.
Okay.
It'll go back to Clean Easy. So then you can kind of, and they'll know that they've got all the tracking details there. If that item's still, one of them is still in the parcel force place, because you're not being able to get hold of this place where it's going to, and they can see it's there. They can tell me everything about it. Tell me how many times we tried to deliver and everything. So they'll be able to sort it out for you. If there's no one there, it's probably a better thing. There's no one there for 2 weeks. They'll just go back.
Yeah. Great, thanks, Claire.
As long as you don't deliver it to the neighbour.
I know, can you imagine? Oh, see, you're so funny.
Yeah, but you can ring up and ask for that to not happen.
Right,
you can
okay.
go up and say you want to make a note on the delivery that it's not to be delivered to any other address.
Ring
Only
parcel
that one.
force okay too.
No, ring Clean Easy up, and they can make a note on it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I feel so much better now. It's been worrying me all day.
No.
It's gone very quiet now.
Are we all done?
I think so. Was it great? Another great Zoom. Loads of information again there tonight. You know, always learning something new.
Yeah, thanks, Jo, for all your help.
Yeah, we'll put a review post in the group if everybody can give a bit of feedback and share it with everybody else. And then as soon as we've got the video, we'll get that up on the group as well for anybody that's missed it tonight. Brilliant.
Yeah. Excellent.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Oh, great stuff. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.